Hello and welcome to Innova Baltic Tour Zarasai Open. My name is Markus Dvinjaninov and with me here today is Maidla. Hello.
Hello.
Today we have the final round of the Innova Baltic Tour first stop in Lithuania, and we have the final boys doing the final things here. So we have Silver Lätt sitting at -16 leading the tournament, Maidla, Tammjärv, Markus Dvinjaninov and Rotmeister.
Pretty interesting pool here. For me at least, I haven't played with this sort of group before, so pretty interesting for me.
For me it was also really interesting to play with you the first time. So first hole we have the kind of forehand friendly hole, I guess, because the Mando is placed on the right side, so you have to play from the left side, and I guess the easy option is really with the forehand.
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward for at least Silver here.
Yeah, and I guess everybody are throwing with the drivers, so just play basically throwing one up there and letting it fade to the right side.
Yeah, so the tricky part here is to get past this statue that's sitting right in front of us.
Yeah. That's the only thing you can really mess up, or maybe even when throwing a bit too low might get you into danger. But otherwise, should be kind of easy one for these guys here.
Yeah. So first three drives safely in the circle.
Yeah, and I just kind of shanked it a bit too low, but it should give me a look inside the circle.
If I remember correctly, we had a pretty decent tailwind here today, so
yeah,
the forehand carried quite well.
And Martin opting for a really not an easy backhand shot here, and ended quite well. So me just trying my best, but not getting anything here. And you
first putt of the tournament, and not good.
Not good, but Krister will show the way here. And maybe some faster disc next time would help really up. I don't know,
Maybe Martin can help us out.
Yeah, I think he might.
Here. No.
Okay. So good boys here, making all the birdie looks really easy. Me just cleaning up, or trying to clean up. A little head
maybe
pump.
Silver can make it. Yeah. So 5 green hits and 1 birdie.
Oh yeah, my bad. Silver had that birdie. But otherwise, pretty rough start for us. So
pretty slow start, yeah.
Yeah, I guess everybody were looking for an easy birdie here, but moving on, still plenty of holes to go.
Silver takes a 2-stroke lead after hole 1. Okay, so hole 2, 82 meters over this little pond here. This hole played the easiest throughout the weekend. 2.6 was the scoring average on this hole.
Did you manage to birdie all the 3 rounds?
I managed to birdie the first 2 rounds. We'll see if I can make it here.
Okay, so I think the easier way here was backhand, because it faded towards the safe line, not the OB, and as we see Silver going with backhand, and you also.
Yeah, unfortunately we can see the basket here, but
should be parked.
Yeah, Silver is parked, and I'm also quite close to the basket.
And you were throwing putter or
I was throwing mid-range.
Okay.
And what we can't see here is that Krister actually ended up in the pond, so he's OB with this drive.
So I went with a kind of a bit more sketchier forehander, I guess, just letting it fade towards the basket, and ended up pretty nicely. And Martin somehow went a bit too wide, I guess.
Yeah, Martin's shot was a bit high. So Krister trying to save his OB3, but unable to. Will be tapping out his bogey.
And Martin here with a kind of death putt, but catches the right side of the chains and gets it in.
And Silver also nice putt towards water.
Yeah, and you had a easy tap in.
Yeah, so I did manage to get birdies all 3 rounds.
And I somehow managed it too, so good all for me and for you. And only bogey for Christer here. Definitely wasn't looking for that kind of outcome from that hole, but
yeah,
this golf happens. So moving on to the third hole, we have a kind of both hand-friendly hole here. You can play it with a backhand or with a forehand, but the only tricky part is that you can't actually see the basket, so you have to throw it quite high and trust the disc or the throw.
Yeah, so one of the toughest holes throughout the weekend. 15th hardest hole, or 50th easiest hole. The wind was from the left, so playing with a backhand you could go with a pretty straightforward line, which Silver did, and I was going for that as well.
I guess
I think Silver finished inside the circle and I was just outside the circle.
Yeah. And I played all the rounds with forehand, but just couldn't get it on the right line all the time. I was a bit too high, so it faded a bit too much to the right, but should have some kind of a lie there. And Martin just goes a bit maybe too long. I can't. Gets a unfriendly roll there. I don't know where he ended up.
We'll see if he's safe or not. Christer with a backhand as well. Leaves it a bit short, and that ended up.
Yeah, but you still have a run, and Christer really makes it count, but just can't get it in. And Martin also leaves it a bit too low.
A bit low, yeah.
Maybe the tailwind was kind of sloping.
And yeah, I liked it out of my hand, but just a bit high.
Better high than low.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And Silver also leaving it a bit too low here, so everybody's struggling with the putt.
Yeah, the first 3 holes we struggled a bit with the putting, especially on the first hole, but hopefully we can start pinning it up.
Yeah. So I guess everybody's taking pars and moving on. Nothing really going on here.
Yeah, so Christer's shot was safe from the tee.
No, okay. And Martin was also safe?
Yeah, turns out so.
Yeah.
Alright, so par frame.
So Silver leading by 2, you on the second place, I'm on the third, and right behind me, Christer and Martin.
Okay, so hole 4, 90 meters. Pretty tricky and unique hole because we have 2 mandatories that you have to play from either side. The hole saw only 17 birdies throughout the weekend, so that shows you that getting there was quite tricky. Actually, it was a triple manda because you had to play underneath those
cables.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I heard stories that people were playing over these and didn't even know that the cables were in the play actually.
Yeah, so most of us are trying to play a safe shot to the right with a forehand and then chip up and take an easy par.
Yeah, it's kind of move on hole, just take a par and move on.
Get on with it, yeah. So Martin actually injured his shoulder here. Quite unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the forehand thing he unfortunately has, so it's not really good, but
he's a warrior and he managed to keep it going throughout the rounds.
Yeah, and Silver just lays it up, so did I, and
that's basically what looked like throughout the weekend, so everyone's just trying to get on with a par.
Yeah, yeah. It's not worth the risk.
Yeah. So yeah, if everyone can tap out here, we've all managed to.
Christer went on with the bag, really showing some strength and courage here on the fourth hole. No jitters, just playing it cold as ice. In the mud we are there, it was kind of muddy over there, so
Yeah.
you had to watch where to put your feet.
Right, so nothing interesting here, everyone taking par.
So the fifth hole plays 74 meters. It's a kind of basic backhand shot, which only requires you to hit the gap and get it a bit higher than usually, I guess, to get the fade to the left side. And there's also OBs quite everywhere, we could say, basically. So I guess on this round we had left to right wind, so the wind was really nicely carrying to the basket.
Yeah, right to left wind.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, nice shot from Silver. I think it ended up in bullseye. I'm throwing a stable mid-range here. Got it inside the bullseye as well.
Yeah, make it easy. And I guess it's me. I threw a PA1 putter and worked out pretty nicely.
It's inside the bullseye as well. So as you can see, the play here really is the backhand hyzer. Even the forehand players went with it. Oh, Christer actually went with the forehands.
But I guess it works out pretty okay.
Yeah, it works out
Should
nicely.
be like 3
If I remember
meters.
correctly, Christer's try was the furthest from the basket. Oh, it was Silver's, but as you can see, it's like 4 meters. So
Yeah.
everyone literally parked the hole.
Yeah, we made it look easy. Although I didn't have any birdies more than the last round.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like 10 meters all the time.
Okay.
Couldn't get the lift to the left side.
So yeah, we're honoring the Czech traditions here, hanging the chains after a star frame.
Yeah,
That's what it should have looked like after the first hole,
yeah.
but we all managed to.
But yeah, first star frame, better late than never.
Yeah, definitely.
So basically nothing changed actually once again.
Hole 6, 90 meters. Also one of the easiest holes throughout the weekend. Pretty basic forehand. The only OB is on the left side, the pond that you just saw. The tricky part here today actually was that we had a pretty strong right to left wind, so you had to really commit to the shot with a hyzer. As we can see, Silver did not, but ended up actually inside the circle as well, so he'll have a look for birdie. I after seeing silver shots, I went with a bigger hyzer, so got a little favorable position. You caught a tree there.
Yeah, it was a bit too short, and then Martin going with a really hard shot to make a backhand overturning shot, but it's quite hard to really get it that way working. So Christer played, I guess, the most
the most logical shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's laying up here because behind the basket there's a slope there, so it's a pretty tricky putt.
Yeah.
As we can see, Silver runs it, but he had pretty big headwinds, so he's left with a 7-meter comebacker.
And yeah, you made a nice, I guess it was outside?
Just outside.
Yeah, like
pretty big putts.
11
Really
meters.
pleased with it.
Confidence booster needed there and made it count, so good for you. And Christer cleaning up. No, making the birdie. I'm cleaning up, yeah. So
Silver taking a bogey here, Martin tapping out his par. So first hole that actually provides a little
separation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took 2 strokes from Silver, now tied for the lead. And Christer also taking a birdie.
So the 7th hole, I think it might have played one of the easiest ones, because it's like 43, 48 meters only long. The only danger is OB on the before the basket, and there's a hole after the basket. But either way, you should have putt.
Yeah, pretty straightforward hole.
Yeah, so the easy way is to play with
Oh,
forehand.
wait, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, something messed up, I guess. B in his eye or something like that. But we'll take a look at that shot later. Crystal played, I guess, basic forehand shot.
You going with a backhand, I was really surprised with it.
Yeah, I kind of like those backhand putter straight shots, but I managed to kind of let it go a bit too much to the right side. But Martin really shows how it's done here and places it, I guess, 4 meters from the basket, maybe even in the bullseye.
Silver, a basic forehand flick.
Yeah. And,
so yeah, as you can see, someone left the window open. I was trying to play the skip from the roof, but
yeah,
unfortunate
shots.
break.
And you had quite the nasty stance and no look to the basket, but you managed to. You had a bad roll just down there. Otherwise, I think it would have been
pretty unconventional lie.
Yeah.
Had a look from here, but couldn't make it count. So you with a really nice putt for birdie.
Yeah, somehow floated it inside.
Christer also taking a birdie. Silver should do that as well.
And Martin also, if not mistaken, you.
And yeah, me messing up the star frame on the easiest hole ever. So yeah, everyone's taking a birdie apart from me. Took a bogey, gave the 2 strokes right back to everyone. And this hole actually saw 3 hole-in-ones throughout the tournament, so. So, hole 8, one of the toughest hole. It was the 3rd toughest hole. Played 5.4 on the scoring average throughout the weekend. Par 5, over 200 meters. Pretty big wind from the right. And the tricky part here is the tee shot, because we're throwing from the bunker and you can't really throw a backhand hyzer here, so you have to figure something out. Christer is going with a big forehand, but it got a bit too high for him and it ended up in the pond OB.
Yeah, I guess pretty many players actually ended in the pond either way, with a forehand or with a backhand, because it's kind of, you have to throw the disc quite high so the wind catches it pretty easily.
Yeah, and you with a really nice drive right in the center of the fairway. Martin should also finish in a really good spot here.
Yeah, the only bad thing with like a good backhand shot, as we see here from Silver and Martin, is that you might have the bush quite close to you. So so you don't have the look for eagle. But I guess that the you had kind of funny.
Yeah, a bit too low, but I was playing the hole safe throughout the
Yeah,
weekend, just trying to get a birdie here.
And this is a massive shot here.
Yeah, this right here is a mash by Christer. We had, basically after coming out of the bunker, we had a pretty big headwind, so Christer trusted his disc to turn over against the headwind, and it came back, and it's just it's a marvelous shot.
Really tricky shot. And I'm just playing, trying to play smart and not do anything stupid. Just trying to lay it up in the fairway.
She managed quite nicely. Silver also going with a hyzer here, but a backhand.
Yeah, just giving himself a longer look, but an easy birdie should be.
Yeah, safely in bounds.
Martin using the clouds and getting inside the safe zone also.
A little approach from me. Let the wind got the better of the disc, so a bit longer putt for the birdie as I
was struggling all the weekend with this third shot here. I just couldn't
Yeah, the OB is pretty close to the basket, right behind it, so it was pretty daunting shot. But shouldn't be that tricky.
Some close-up shots from Martin here, showing the technique, and Silver going for an eagle. Just a bit too.
Doesn't get it, so not
I guess it was
efforts.
kind of maybe going, maybe not, just trying to get a birdie. And
what we can see here is that the wind was actually gusting pretty strongly. So these putts are not as easy as they look.
Yeah, absolutely. So no bogeys for us, I guess, and Christer should manage to save a par.
Yeah, Christer with a really nice par save after going OB from the tee.
So 3 birdies and 2 pars. I guess it's really a good outcome from this hole.
Yeah.
When you look at the statistics. So moving on to the 9th hole, we have 210 meters, par 4. And I guess it's pretty basic or straight up par 4. You gotta throw like 100 to 140 or whatever you have in your hand, and the shot that makes you a birdie here is the second shot. I guess if you make the second shot count, then you have it. If you don't, then you just try to save the par and move on.
Yeah, pretty straightforward hole here.
And somehow, I don't know what happened here, but the disc somehow slipped or got away from my hand before the shot even ended.
Yeah, a bit too low. Martin making a correction here, going with a nice high shot, letting the wind carry the disc, and ends up right in the central fairway.
Yeah.
Prime position.
Silver also opting for a backhand here. Just getting inside the 80% of the power.
And got a really nice drive here.
Yeah.
Christer going with a forehand. Letting the disc turn over a bit too much.
Yeah.
But really, that's the mistake to make here, if you're making one, because, as you said, what makes a birdie here is the second shot.
Yeah, because basically all these shots can still be birdieable.
Yeah.
It's just I can't really trust my backhand driver shots, so I'm opting for a high spike, but it just was a bit too.
That was quite short.
Yeah.
The upshot here. And I'm following suit. That's also a terrible upshot.
Yeah, I guess the most horrible place you can be is on the left side. Like, if you're on the right side, you can still have a look for the birdie, even if it's a longer run.
Yeah, Christer going with a tomahawk here. You can't see it, but it actually ended up pin high, but outside the circle, if I remember correctly.
And
Martin also with a shank. Let's hope Silver can help us out and show how the upshot should be made.
And it's also a bit too high, and the wind just gets under it. And
so no one really executing the second shot.
Yeah, so quite like the first hole, but this time with the approach shots.
Yeah, a bit tricky look.
Yeah, but you had pretty nice run for it, I guess, because it was quite long and all the branches were quite low.
Yeah. Martin also laying up
I was really going for a birdie here, but somehow this tree got me, and now I'm thinking, oh god,
Oh
you
yeah.
have to save a par here, man. And you don't want those situations like.
Yeah, I was really nervous for your second putt here. I was hoping you could make it.
And Silver also couldn't capitalize here the birdie, the only close birdie look. But yeah, somehow managed to save a par, and so should do the others.
Yeah, so we're all taking par here, but no one's actually pleased with it.
Yeah,
Should be a pretty straightforward birdie for at least the late card.
yeah. But you know, just golf.
Yeah. So par frame again.
Yeah.
No changes in the scorecard. Hole 10, 103 meters, a bit downhill, plays over this creek here, which is OB. The tricky part here today was that somehow the wind was blowing straight to our face from the forest, so
Yeah, it was kind of turning around all the time, and I kind of didn't commit to the shot actually. And
yeah, and the wind got the better of
Yeah,
it.
and I guess it went to OB.
The hole was much easier the day before when we had wind from the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Martin playing a high hyzer, trying to get through the trees there, but is left with an outside circle look for birdie. Silver also going with the backhand.
I guess most of the field went with the backhand, just trying to get it somewhere on the forest and hoping it will go through,
Yeah, Krister going with a turnover forehand.
and really showing how it's done.
Yeah,
there.
there was really nice shots. It's left
Yeah.
with maybe 6 to 7 meters.
You going a bit straighter line?
Yeah, I was going a bit lower because of the wind. I normally played it high like Martin did, but today I opted for a lower line.
Should have a look still like that.
Yeah, it was inside the circle, maybe 8 meters.
That's my magical shot there in the OB, and I had the opportunity to take the meters back from the line, just facing the basket.
Yeah, the new relief rule.
Yeah.
Martin runs it past the basket, has a 6-meter comebacker.
And kind of awkward stance or something was kind of not regular with the other shots.
So Krister for birdie, maybe he can clean it up. Oh, that's the tree.
The tree cleaned it up also.
So
You for birdie?
I managed to get a birdie here, yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of 6-7 meters.
Yeah, maybe like something like that.
Yeah.
So Krister for his par from the knee. Basket didn't catch that. Unfortunate bogey here.
Martin has a kind of tunnel shot here.
Yeah, pretty tricky look.
And also just like inches too low and can't save it, unfortunately.
So bogey for Krister and Martin
And for me.
and for you with the OB stroke.
Yeah,
and Silver
but
takes a par.
I guess Krista and Martin were definitely looking for that bogey there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So 3 bogeys, 1 birdie, and 1 par.
Yeah, I got loads of strokes here.
Yeah. So moving on to the back 9. Tune in there and we'll see you there.